New details tonight on 10:30 on the man who led police on this wild chase right here through Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Much of it caught on camera. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. Police say the pursuit started in New Bedford when officers learned that 36-year-old Ian Grant was wanted on an outstanding felony warrant. Police say that's him driving the white pickup truck you see there. We're told he's also a person of interest in a suspected arson that heavily damaged his Dartmouth home early this morning. He was taken into custody in North Stonington, Connecticut after crashing that white pickup into the woods off of Route 2.
We have team coverage tonight. 12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto has more on the state police tactical team and their major role in making the arrest. Amanda Pitts talked to a neighbor and longtime friend of the suspect who saw him this morning after Grant's home went up in flames.
But first, exclusive new details from the Target 12 investigators about Ian Grant's criminal past. He's been arrested multiple times.
In a recent case, he's accused of biting the face of a woman who says she was trying to break up with him. Target 12 investigator Tim White has the exclusive details.
Ian Grant's violent past is outlined in court documents obtained by Target 12, and they show some of those crimes have put the 36-year-old behind bars. Before the police chase on Wednesday, Grant's most recent arrest was from 2020 when court records say he beat a woman he had met on a dating app. A police report shows Grant is even accused of biting the woman's face, then telling her, quote, "I should bite your cheek right off." Grant was charged with assault and battery, domestic violence, and witness intimidation in that case. He pleaded not guilty and has yet to go to trial, but records show he was a bail violator in that case, and there was an active warrant out for his arrest. It was that warrant which police say they were trying to serve when Grant gave chase on Wednesday, resulting in his arrest in Connecticut. Records show Grant has previous convictions of assault and battery and served prison time for 2 felony convictions in 2006. At the time, he was sentenced to 3 years for armed robbery and 1 year for breaking and entering during the day. Now, records indicate Grant got into a jam again on that case. A judge found that he was a probation violator and he was ordered to undergo anger management counseling. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
Tim, thank you. And our team coverage continues now. We are live tonight from Dartmouth to Westerly.
This fire in Dartmouth is where police say the day started for Ian Grant. New tonight, an unusual exchange between Grant and a longtime friend this morning. 12 News reporter Amanda Pitts is live now with the new details. Amanda?
Well, Mike, Shannon, that neighbor tells me he's actually childhood friends with Ian Grant and saw him moments after his home went up in flames. He said he actually asked him for gas money before taking off, then leading police on that pursuit. A Dartmouth man leading police on a pursuit Wednesday from Massachusetts through Rhode Island and into Connecticut.
Use caution. The operator is believed to be in possession of a firearm.
And it all happened a few hours after his own home went up in flames.
His face was actually, covered in smoke.
Peter Simmons says he grew up with Ian Grant. The 36-year-old is a person of interest in the suspicious fire that broke out just before 6 a.m.
I was like, Ian, are you okay? Like, what happened? And he didn't answer, and he asked me if I had any cash for gas money.
Dartmouth Fire Chief Peter Andrade said he saw Grant pull up to the fire, take out his phone as if taking photos, and then drive off.
Questioned him if he wanted to just stick around, and we probably would like to talk to him, or he could talk to the police.
And he just said, "No, I'm out of here. I'm out of here." And I kind of just shook my head, and he said, "Pete, I love you, man."
Then around 11 a.m., Massachusetts State Police say New Bedford police attempted to stop Grant behind the wheel of his white pickup truck because he was wanted on a warrant. He didn't stop, and a pursuit ensued onto 195 West.
In Fall River, Westport area, a vehicle fled after shots fired by police on Route 195.
In Westport, troopers tried to stop him with a tire deflation device, but he drove into the median at the troopers, who then fired shots. Grant then crashed into 2 cruisers before continuing on 195 East, but going the wrong way. The pursuit ended but picked up again in Rhode Island, then into Connecticut, where the truck went off the road when police used a pit maneuver to end the pursuit. Troopers were then seen pulling Grant out of the cab and placing him under arrest. While charges are pending, Grant is being held as a fugitive from justice in Connecticut. That's where we find 12 News reporter Sheena.
Well, Amanda, as we know, this chase went through several different communities, and that's why multiple agencies are involved. Now, although the pursuit ended in North Stonington, Connecticut State Police say it was Rhode Island State Troopers on the ground that got the suspect into custody. After this white pickup truck leads police on a multi-state pursuit, eventually ending in Connecticut,
Rhode Island's tactical team was already involved in the pursuit as they crossed over the border into Connecticut.
The Rhode Island State Police tactical team is being credited for its role in taking the suspect into custody.
A Rhode Island tactical team did use pepper spray and tear gas to safely remove Grant out of the vehicle and get him into custody.
Connecticut State Police say Rhode Island officers were able to negotiate with the suspect, eventually leading to his arrest.
What I know about it is the tactical team was training somewhere nearby, and they hear that, and obviously now it's real-time training.
12 News law enforcement analyst Colonel Stephen O'Donnell says there are several moving elements when responding to something like this. The former Rhode Island State Police superintendent says troopers factor in every detail.
Communication is the key to the whole thing.
Definitely played a key role, having good communication through all this.
Something echoed by Westerly's police chief, who was standing by with his officers ready to support state police if needed. The suspect drove through Westerly shortly before the pursuit came to an end.
He came down Route 1 from Charlestown, came down all the way through past Walmart.
O'Donnell says this type of situation is called a hot pursuit, and state agencies are trained to work together.
Anytime someone's pursued, state lines don't matter. There's a thing called the New England State Police Administrators Compact. It's all New England State Police have an agreement with the governors of each state that if something happens and you're pursuing into that state, or the superintendent of state police from that state can call on another state police. It happened in the Boston Marathon. It doesn't happen frequently, but it does happen.
And I asked Rhode Island State Police for an interview tonight, but a police major told me over the phone that because so many agencies are involved in this, it's very much still an active and ongoing investigation for them. I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.